Welcome, amazing parents, to Module 1, and we'll be laying foundation on raising confident, capable, and responsible children. Before we even touch on the tools and checklists and routines, we must start with our mindsets, that of us and our children. Because when mindset changes, behaviors become very, very easy. In this model, the responsibility mindset, we'll be talking about the understanding the why your child avoids responsibility. We'll be talking about stopping the nagging and start leading. We'll be talking about building your child's confidence. And of course, we will be giving you some setup tools that will make the progress automatic. Now, why do children avoid responsibilities? I'm going to be sharing with you four good reasons. Number one, many children do not know exactly what to do. They do not know the exact expectations. You know, like now you come to their room and you say this room is not clean. You didn't clean this room, but the child is telling you, I cleaned this room. Now, from the child's perspective, they cleaned the room. Maybe they just picked a few of their clothes and they didn't lay their bed, they did not sweep, they didn't throw the trash. To them, they have cleaned their room. But to you, they haven't cleaned their room because that's not your expectation. You have an expectation at the back of your mind, and that's why you must always be clear on your expectation for the tasks you give your children. And that's why you're going to create a tool during this program, expectation cards, that your children can clearly know what you are expecting from them. Number two, many children do not feel capable of some of the tasks we give them because it's far beyond their capabilities. You see, sometimes some chores are not age appropriate. So the children already feel very, very overwhelmed. Okay? Another thing is that children also fear correction. Many children, you know, will just shut down at the slightest nagging that you're going to give. Or when you go on, you know, your child did not wash the dishes properly, but what you just do is to collect the dishes and wash them yourself. You see, that way your children will just wait for you to do that. You see, they fear correction of failure. When every time they do something wrong, you just collect the plate, you wash the plate yourself, not even training them on how they can wash it themselves. You see, those things put them off. Another thing is they have been trained to wait for reminders. Most times when you nag, when you repeat, when you say things over and over again, you are training your child to you know, first wait for you to remind them before they do stuff. Now you might be asking, Z, so what is the alternative? Yes, that brings me to my story, how this whole journey started for us. I noticed that because of the proximity of me being at home, because we homeschool, I was always reminding my children major things at home, and it felt okay. But I sat down one day and thought to myself, I said, if you continue like this, these children will not they will not be raised to have that responsibility quotient, where they take initiatives on their own. And that's why I started creating ways that I could assist them systemize responsibility in our home. And that's what I'm sharing with you today. But before I share with you the systems, let's talk about the mindsets that you need to shift as a parent. Number one, nagging. We have to stop nagging. You see, the power is in systems and guiding your children. Let your systems guide your children. Number two, do it now. You see, many children do not want to be controlled. Many of us as parents are super controlling. Rather than do the do it now script, you need to be equipped with the right communication to encourage and spur your children to do these things without nagging them, without nagging them, without incessantly reminding them. The other one is rescuing. You need to change your mindset from rescuing your children. Sometimes there are pure natural consequences that come along with some of your children's decision. For example, your child spilled milk. You've been telling them time and time again, be careful with that milk, move away from there. That milk is going to pour, and the milk finally pours. Guess what? Some parents will do. They will stand up, they will beat the child, then they will mop the ground themselves. Now you have stolen something very important from your child. That scenario was a beautiful scenario to teach your child independence and responsibility for their mistakes. You see, but you took your hand and took it, no matter how small the child is, so even the child is 2 plus, allow that child to mop that place themselves. All you need to do is make sure they're wearing the right shoes and you are close by, you see, so that they do not slip. However, you put a big cloth on the spill and tell them, or the mop on the spill and tell them to mop it. It's very important. That's where they begin to learn responsibility for their mistake. You can't always go rescuing them. You have to stop that. The next one is overhelping. Many parents think it's by overhelping the child. A child did not wash the dishes properly. You go and wash it yourself. Stop it. Stop it. What you need to do is to teach them maybe steps on how to carry out that task properly. Teach them what to look out for next time they are carrying out that task. And you will find out that they will be able to do it. They will gain that confidence and capability over time. The next one is that no long lectures. You need to stop that. What you need is effective communication, the right scripts, the right things. And these are some of the things you'll be learning in this program. You need to have the right thing, the right scripts that motivate your children, that encourage them. And that brings me to the next one. Stop shaming your children. What you need to do is to encourage them. Some parents will shout, "Oh, you are lazy, you are lazy, ole," and all of that. No, 1,000 times no. What your child needs is encouragement. What your child needs at that point is you reminding them some of the things you have taught them before. You are going to learn here that there are conversations on responsibility that needs to be ongoing in your family and in your home. This is the only way that you can get your children to have that inner and internal motivation. If you do not talk to their minds, if you do not train them mentally, they will not know. They will not know what is at stake when they act irresponsibly. You see, so conversations must go on regularly. The next one is from tax. You need to remove your mindset from tax to outcomes. Your child must come to a place where they are not just seeing this in a mommy are just giving us tax, that they are just giving us. No, they see it as their contribution. They have ownership of these things. They see themselves as stewards. Okay? Their mind, they see themselves that whatever is going now, whatever responsibility they are taking at home, is making them more of a responsible person at the end of the day. So their eyes is on the outcome that these things is going to bring into their life. The next one is you need to move your mindset from correction only to connection. Before you go ahead to correct your children and bombard them with correction, you want to connect with them first of all. For example, a parent walks into the house and you see a shoe on the chair. You see the house is upside down. The first thing you're doing, who put this one there? Who put that there? You might even hit someone. No, that thing is not, you must not address that thing that moment too. Yes, you can as well give them that hug first. You show your children that they matter more than those things. That's what you show them. then afterwards you talk about it. Sometimes those things, that's not the right time to talk about it. The right time to talk about it is in your meetings. What you can do to them is just remind them, some of the things you people have talked about. Just a one liner and let them complete it. We are all contributors to this. They will all say this family. Somebody will know what to do. Instead of nagging, shouting, reprimanding them, controlling them, and all of that. That's not necessary. That is not absolutely not necessary. Okay? All right. Over time, you will find out that once you are able to control yourself, you are teaching your children leadership. You are teaching them that they can be calm in the midst of chaos, and do the right thing. You see. Okay? All right. So there are scripts that you can use in such situations. After you hug them, you use those kind of scripts, reflecting and reminding them of what you people have learned. And you will see people taking action immediately. They will get the message. Okay? The next thing is that your children are not too young. You need to get that out. They are not too young. Many children always show readiness to do things themselves when they are 2, they are 3, but you will see parents stopping them. That's the time to enforce. That's the time to help them. That's the time to motivate them. That's the time to give them tools that they can use. The other day, I saw a child of 1 plus trying to sweep with a big broom. And all the parents say that now, when it's time for you to sweep now, you will say no. I say, no, don't say that. It's not true. It's not true. We inherited some of those things from our default programming, from our parents. And we keep saying that, no, if you continue not saying that, the children will always want to do that. And that's the truth. That's what I've seen in my own situation. Okay, the next thing is unpredictable rules. Okay, your children need clear expectations. They need to know what will happen when this doesn't happen. They need to know those things clearly. Okay, the next thing is emotional reactions. I've talked about that. What they need to see is calm leadership, not outbursts everywhere because somebody kept shoe on they say. No, because in that means you are teaching them emotional intelligence. Okay, so you cannot say because of the shoe, you will throw away the opportunity to teach them emotional intelligence, to teach them calm leadership, to teach them servant leadership. You see, to teach them the control of their emotions. The next one and the last one is doing everything. You need to delegate to your children. They are capable and they can do these things. The truth is that those of us that started early, we are resting now. That's the truth. If you do not start early, you will continue doing it for long. You will see an 18-year-old child who yet still needs you to be priming them. You see, we see such things. Parents still complaining about their teenagers not to be able to take initiatives. All right. So one important part of this system, of the TAC responsibility system, one very important part is the conversations you have with your children. The conversations you have with your children is what will give them that internal motivation. You have to talk about these things. They have to understand the why of these things. And of course, these conversations, you cannot turn them to affirmations, which will help you with that internal motivation. Now, some of the conversations you need to have with your children, and a good time to have it, we have something we call the responsibility check-in meeting. So every once a week, you're meant to have a check-in with your children. You are meant to check so far. This is where you make discussions. This is where you make observations. Oh, you did this, you did that. This thing was not okay. Just think about it. Just like in an office, when your boss is ever nagging, always dotting on you and all that, you don't feel happy about it. But if once in a while, during the meetings, weekly meetings, he brings up such things, you feel better about it. You see, so these are the kind of things that we need to do with our children. You need to address them like responsible people they are. You see, So you want to bring it up in the meeting. Make note of some of the things that you saw that did not go on well, and bring up new things that you need to discuss about. Some of the things you need to discuss about is their new identity, responsibility identity. For example, you want to make them to understand that they are capable. They are capable, they can do these things. Whatever you can learn, you can do. So if they can learn to wash plate better, they can do it. If they can learn to mop the ground, then they can do it. Okay, so you teach them to understand that they are capable. And the reason why you give them some of these things to do, because you know they are capable. And you know that when they do these things, they will definitely become more responsible tomorrow. Okay? Have discussion around I'm responsible. Make them into affirmations too. Okay? I'm trusted. You see, make them understand the reason why you give them this task is because you see them reliable. And definitely they should not fall your hand. You see, you see them reliable, you see them capable. Make them understand that they are God's stewards. Everything that has come into our hands, whether it's money, whether it's tax, whether it's responsibility, what kind of whatever the responsibility may be that comes into our hand, is because we are stewards. God has seen us as capable stewards. And we will give account of those things. We'll give account of our time. We'll give account of the money that came into our hands. You see, we give account of the relationship that came around us. So teach your children to be responsible stewards. Teach them. Make them to understand these things. Okay? Make them to understand that they are contributors to the family. Yes, it's their contribution. When they are doing chores, it's their contribution. When they are doing their homework, it's their contribution to their lives. They should not see it as something that they are helping you. No, they are contributing to the family which they are part of, or they are contributing to their lives. Okay? Or they are contributing to God's kingdom, which they are part of also. You see? So those understandings are very, very, very important. Very, very, very important. In this discussion, make them to understand what it is to have ownership of these things. It's not just a tax that mommy gave you, no. All right? They need to come to that place where they own these outcomes, because at the end of the day, it creates a responsible person out of them. So what you see is that the children are more cooperative, than competitive. You see, some of the tools that you will find here that will help you, and I will explain them. You will see some of those tools. Okay, the first tool is your family responsibility agreement. In this family responsibility agreement, you and your child, your family, everyone is going to sign it, and everybody is going to see their own expectations. The expectation for the parent, the expectation for the children, and you are meant to sign it. You see, that family agreement. All right? That family agreement is one of the first things you will do in your first responsibility checking meeting. You will sign that agreement, you make them to understand that this is binding. Find a cute place to stick it up. Your affirmations, to find a cute place to stick it up. That's your responsibility affirmations. You put it somewhere that you can always recite. Okay? So those two things, let it be somewhere that the children can see, somewhere that you can also see. It's very, very important. Another thing is your expectation cards. Okay? There are different expectations. You can view expectation cards in different ways. Expectation cards can be for the task. For example, maybe the task is cleaning your room. You write all the things that you want to be done in cleaning the room. When you see the room, and you call the room clean, these are the things I expect. I expect that the beds are laid. I expect that no clothing are hanging anywhere. I expect all clothes folded and put in the cupboards. I expect the place to be swept and clean. I expect no toys around. I expect nothing on the decks. You state out those expectations. Please don't make it more than 7. Okay? Between 5, even 4 for very little children. Okay? All right? don't make it more than 7. So your child can know the tax, what the expectations are. The next one is another type of expectation, can be your routine. Okay, so you have morning routine, you can write all the things expected in that morning routine. All right, the first thing that they are meant to do, which we normally call the anchor, the first thing you do is will be the anchor. You know, that anchor will make the children, once you do that, okay, they know what are the next things to do in that morning routine. For example, you have, I will give you examples. You see examples in the document I will share. Okay. So for example, you might have um for us here, we wake up in the morning, the first anchor we have is do your own devotion. After that, you brush your teeth, you do the grooming, you do your exercise, you see. So those are like a list of morning routine. But the anchor is personal time with God, your devotion with God. The first anchor. Okay? All right. So that's how you view that one. All right, you can create your own. You don't have to use exactly what we gave you because it might not align with your family, so it's not cast in stone. All right, another thing is your responsibility affirmation, which I've already shared. I'm capable, I'm responsible, I'm God's steward. You know, let them have it. I'm a contributor to this family. Let them say it again. 5 is okay. Let them say it again and every day. Let them know I'm reliable. All right. Let them say it every day. How, even as you continue teaching them, you know, those things and what they really mean. All right. Let them say it every day. You find out that these things will begin to motivate them, begin to give them reasons why they need to do these things, even when their mind is trying to shut down. Okay. All right. I think I've talked about anchors too in this particular um slide. All right. Now, these are your tasks. The very first task you're meant to do is you need to have a responsibility check-in meeting with your children. Okay? I've talked about that. You need to have that meeting. That meeting is really where you talk about everything responsibility. It's where you train your children on responsibility. It's where you check up on what they have done in the past week regarding their responsibility. It's where you give them feedback about their responsibility. It's where they can choose new responsibilities. Okay, it's where they can give you feedback on what they think is not working and what they need improvement on. Okay, number 2, in that meeting you need to have conversations on their new identity, like I've said. Okay, number 3, you need to teach, okay, and stick up a responsibility affirmation. All right, I've said that too before. So you need to stick it up. It's one of your assignments. The fourth thing is that you need to create expectation cards. Like I said, you might not use the one we give to you because it's not cast in stone, because it might be different for your family. The next one is you need to establish anchor. That means what's the first task you do in the morning routine or in the evening routine or in the afternoon routine or in the back from school routine or in the homeschool routine. What is the first task? That's your anchor. Okay. The next thing is that you need to get the buy-in from the family when to have your weekend responsibility check-in meeting. So everybody needs to be on the same page. Okay, so by the end of this module, definitely, or as you go on, we expect that if you implement these tools definitely consistently, in a few days you'll begin to see a mighty shift in your children's attitude and even in yours. You'll be more peaceful, you'll be more calmer, you will not you know bother your head over very small matters. You will eat resistance for breakfast because you know that they say, even though somebody is saying no, you know that you have scripts to be able to encourage them and make them be able to do these things. All right, so I'll see you in the next module. Bye.